Hello everyone and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're all having an amazing week. Currently it is Wednesday and let's get right to the charts as we do have some very important things to cover for Bitcoin. As you can see right now, let's start with the 4-hourly chart. You can see as of yesterday's pump that was caused by the news after a bounce from the weekly pivot, Bitcoin did push up around 5.7% as you can see right here, and we are rejecting from this moving average right here. As you can see, this is the 200 EMA and Bitcoin did find resistance there. As you can see, I do have some levels marked out right here. I will talk about them in a while, but first, if we look on the daily time frame, you can see that would be our monthly pivots right here. Bitcoin did reject for a third time, actually, if we count this touch also right here, for a third time from this level basically, and we did actually pump towards this level exactly as I expected, since as you know we did have a lot of liquidity sitting up right here, and while we were trading around this level we had this pump and we still had liquidity sitting above right here, since we did fail to grab it last time. And I did tell you that I am expecting price to actually go up there and take this level out, and this is exactly what happened yesterday, because with the help of the news, and today we also do have in about 2-3 hours the most important news. Excuse me. So as you can see, we do have the FOMC meeting, and the rate cuts that would be 0.25% in my opinion are already priced in. As you know, it all depends what Powell will be talking about, since as you know the last time he was being very bearish during his speech, and this is when Bitcoin basically dumped. I think it was right here. Basically this dump was after the FOMC meeting. After Powell's speech, we dumped down more than 25%. And so if the same thing happens now, around 25% of a correction would take us basically below 70k. But as you know, this might take some time to play out. And as of right now, the levels that I have marked out are right here. Let's talk about them. Firstly, I want to talk about this level. Excuse me. As you can see, this level is basically 98k, which is where I am expecting price to actually go before we push further to the downside. As you can see, since we are still in a very heavy downtrend, Ethereum right now is being way stronger than Bitcoin. We are up since this level basically 23%, and if we are targeting the monthly R1 or the monthly 200 moving average, this would take us around $3,500. Or if we target the monthly R1, as I said, this would be almost at around 3,700. So a pretty solid target for Ethereum. Solana, as you can see, still struggling below this level. I did talk about it in my previous video. As you know, basically the macro POC, where most of the volume is right now acting as historical resistance, and as if we flip above it, it is going to act as historical support like the last times. Hype also trying to recover a bit, as you can see, after almost 6-7 days in a downtrend after rejecting from the monthly pivot. We are right now trying to recover. We don't have any divergences right here printing in the moment on the daily time frame. Sui also trying to recover a bit, but as you can see, the same, it is still struggling below the monthly pivot. The stock market, as you can see right now, is also looking like it's ready to roll over basically. At least the Nasdaq, the S&P also does look kind of the same, but as you know, the S&P is quite close to its all-time highs, so it might first get taken out before the downside happens. Let's look at the fear and greed index. As I did tell you yesterday, if Bitcoin starts pushing above those levels, we are going to see that reset in sentiment, which is exactly what we are seeing right now. As you can see, I did tell you that we can go back to 40, which is basically back in that neutral zone. We are sitting right now at 30, very close. And so, as you know, expect if Bitcoin gets another push towards the downside, we are very easily going to go back right here. And this is where the next big move may happen. As you know, since we are in neutral, this is where the volatility would be happening. We can go either way. We can go back into that grid, or we go down once again towards the fear zone. ETF inflows. We do have on the spot ETF from BlackRock over 100 million of sell-offs, but we do have 200 million from the other institutions like Fidelity and some of the other ones, as you can see. And so altogether for yesterday, we have over 150 million of inflows. Basically a nice green day, but as of right now, still BlackRock selling off again quite a big quantity. This should be telling you something. Of course, this is not a financial advice. These are just my views on the market and what I follow. Always do your own research. The long versus shorts ratio for the day, as you can see, still we have more sellers, which is why it is very possible that we get a squeeze, short squeeze happening during the FOMC meeting. Basically, while power speaking, price might pump higher, basically at least towards this level. And the next level would be the monthly R1, which is sitting at around 105k. So very, very possible for Bitcoin to hit those targets. Funding rates, as you can see, remaining positive on the major exchanges, which is also a good sign for potential upside continuation. But another thing to still keep in mind is that we don't have any open interest yet. We might see some open interest come in basically when the FOMC meeting is happening. But other than that, right now still it is looking pretty bad for Bitcoin, and every pump, in my opinion, should be considered to look for a short positions. But of course, this is just my opinion, because you can see after the rally that we had right here at the April lows, basically open interest was very high and Bitcoin did continue higher since then. But as you can see right now, open interest has died out. CVD is also down, and so it is very important to look at those things before considering entering a positions or buying for spot. As you know, the macro chart, basically the longer chart like the daily and the weekly, are still potentially looking bearish. The weekly might retest this level and then roll over, as you can see. And I think this covers it for today, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.